Hello and welcome back. This is what we're making today, and this will be the third and final layer of this painting. So stay tuned and we'll get going on it. My name's Tyler Carroll and I will be your artist today. Okay, so this is done with 3 art coat layers of Pro Marine. This is the last and final coat. Never sanded in between any of the layers or anything like that. I did this within a 24-hour span. So about every 6 hours you can coat it. I think I did 2 coats one day and then the next coat the next day. But it was within a 24-hour span. So you didn't have to sand or anything like that. That's kind of a rule with Pro Marine. So if you go longer than that, you should sand. Some people do, some people don't. But I didn't sand at all on this one. Third and final layer. Looks good. It's a beautiful painting. Came along pretty good. So this is based off of a SIOBHAN BUCKLEY style painting. SIOBHAN's been around for a long time. She has a group down in Australia. She's got a lot of great information in that group, and there's a lot of great artists in that group also that share their artwork. So if you're looking for a good group to join that group. I'm an American and I'm in it, and I think there's a couple other Americans in that group too, but it's a hell of a group. Really good artist. Okay, today's color, we only use one. We use Rich Gold from Art Tree Creations. And I think I'm going to name this painting Gold on the Ceiling. So, got to name it after a favorite song of mine by the Black Keys. But yeah, 24.5-inch round, cradle board, 4 layers, 3 art coat, 1 flood. And this is a conclusion of it. So, you'll see everything. And then at the end, we'll go through a whole bunch of detailed pictures. You can see this thing in all of its glory. So, if you made it through all 3 videos, thank you. And I appreciate it. Hope you subscribed and hope you learned something. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is the very first layer. Using aluminum tape on there and then some Stormy Night by Art Tree Creations. This is just a very, very fast recap of kind of like what we've done. And then after this second layer coming up here, there'll be a little flyover. And then we'll get going on the third layer. Just kind of wanted to kind of do like a capstone on it and like let everybody know, kind of how we got here and, what happened. So, and both of these videos will be linked in the description. Plus, I'll put them at the cards at the end. And what cards are, just click on it with your thumb. It'll take you to the video. Okay, here's a little flyover, and you can see, some of the cells and the lacing from the first 2 layers. That is a blue opal from Art Tree right there, and then coming up with this more solid blue over here that has some lacing to it. That's one of my own colors that I'm making right now. So just thought I'd throw this little flyover in there so you guys can kind of see where we're at. And there you go. And this was in the previous video also. Okay, and we are getting ready to get started on the third and final layer. Yeah, this flyover's going. Okay. All right, here's the products in the third and final layer. So I used a Pro Marine Supply resin again. I mixed up approximately 20 ounces, 10 ounces of A, 10 ounces of B, and I mixed it for 5 minutes. This is the color that I use from Art Tree Creations. It's Rich Gold. It does the awesome leafing stuff on top of the resin. So you'll see it right here. And then there I am, just mixing up the resin, speeded that up really quick for you guys and just kind of paying attention to how I'm putting it down, making sure I get enough of it down. And I would say I used about 60%, maybe 70% all clear on this, because I still want a lot of places that are see-through to where you can kind of see down to that bottom layer all the way down to the PEACOCK. Okay, and then here I'm just, putting the gold down, heating up the torch, tilting it. And then I kind of use some clear to move it around. And then also I put some more gold down, and then you'll see me use some clear to dilute a place where I actually spilled some at. So that's why when you'll see these close-ups, you'll see a little bit of like gold dust kind of like in the painting a little bit. But all in all, I was going for the look and color placement on this, and I think I did a fairly decent job on it. I mean, I love this thing. And this is one I'm going to keep for myself since it was the first cradle board that I made. And then also since it was, it's got my own colors in it. So real happy with this one. Really, really happy with this one. We'll go through this part here, pretty detailed like, and I'll kind of show you guys exactly what I did. That's why I flipped to this angle so you can see it a little bit better. But I just lift it up and I torch and I tilt, and then I just stretch it. I just stretch that pigment on top just a little bit. And the thing about stretching that is you got to kind of know when to quit. So that just comes with experience, and it'll also matter on the type of resin that you use. So if you use like a thinner type of resin, you can't stretch very far. With this Pro Marine, you can stretch it quite a ways. You can get some pretty decent lacing and build up with those pigments of it. Okay, and now I'm just, torching and kind of moving and putting stuff exactly where, I see that, my eyes like it at. And then I'll do some adjustments on some of this stuff here too, like some of the things that I don't like. And then you'll see a little piece out there in the middle of some of the gold that kind of got away from me. But you'll see what I do with it. All right, so this is just one of the edges where I'm like, well, it looks like there should be some gold that goes there. And you guys have heard me say this, a million times, like I just put stuff where my eyes like it, and my eyes like that gold right there, so that's exactly what I did. Then there's that little dot of gold, and all I do here is I just pour a little bit of resin on it, just a little bit of clear, and then I just kind of dilute it down a little bit. Just kind of move it around and just kind of get it diluted down so it didn't really leave like a spot right there. And then here I am just, torching again and, making that lacing happen on top. It's kind of already happened, but right now I'm just kind of popping bubbles and getting everything to level out and become even. All right, and here it is from another view, just so you guys can see it, Figured, some people might want a top view just to kind of be able to watch that and go back through here and review this. If I've gone too quick in this video, just let me know. I try to keep the time down, try to get you guys in and out of here fairly quickly so you can kind of learn something and it, it doesn't take up, all of your time. I don't like to do that. I'm more of a get you in, get you out quick. And if there's more things that you need to know about it, just leave some stuff, just leave some questions or something like that down in the comments. I'm glad to answer everything I can. All right. And it's getting to be just about finished up here. I'm using some more clear to kind of dilute that. This is just, a little bit more from a different angle of the previous part of the video. All right. Here she is in all of her glory. Oh, man, that thing's awesome looking. Look at all that lacing and everything else like that. Lacing on the top, lacing in the middle, lacing on the bottom. Build up of the micas right there. Some lacing with the blue opal. It's freaking cool looking painting right there. Oh, man. My blue in there. You can kind of see in the center where I did have a little bit spilled, but I'm okay with that. It looks all right. Look at all that lacing right there. God, I love that thing. It's just cool looking, And then that navy blue, the stormy night from Archery kind of gives it that cloudy look over there on the left-hand side. And then that gold, man. God, I love this rich gold. I use it a lot, but it's one of my favorite colors. Here's some video of it outside, so you can see a little bit more of it. And yeah, it sparkles outside pretty good, And then there's that edge, the edge that I kind of built up on it. I haven't removed any of the drips on this thing, but it's all taped off on the bottom, and I'm gonna let this thing set up for about 30 days before I kind of go back and take any of the tape off or anything like that. Okay, and then there's there's some of the lacing and everything else like that. There's some of the blue on the bottom, the blue in the middle, and then that gold on the top. So this thing's a freaking cool painting, and you can see that depth right there. It's got some shadows to it. So you'll see a toothpick here that I put on the painting, right in the center of it, and it's got a shadow. And who was I talking to? Oh, one of my buddies, Rick Schmidt. He's over in Ohio, and man, that guy does some crazy amounts of layers. Yeah, look at that right there. You can see that shadow underneath that toothpick. But yeah, Rick Schmidt over there, he does about 50 layers on some paintings. I'm like, how do you do it? And he's like, patience, man. And it's just kind of what I like to do. But that's him. That's what he likes to do. This is me. This is what I like to do. You can see some of that gold kind of spilled out. There's a toothpick again. And then here's this thing, just outside and some photographs, different angles, stuff like that. It's a cool freaking painting. So love this one. Had a lot of fun on it. It was awesome. So Okay, if you guys learned something and you like this video, please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll have a video coming out on the cradle boards here soon. And make something beautiful. Okay, everybody. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.